Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here. I'm Stephanie Dougherty. I am the director of the California Office of Traffic Safety. And we are here today to kick off our education campaign called Slow the Fast Down. It's back to school time here in Sacramento, and with so many kids heading back to school, now is a perfect time to remind drivers of the importance of following the speed limits. Simply put, speeding is dangerous, and it puts everyone on the road at risk. So I want to give you a little bit of context for that statement. A few thoughts here. We know that the faster you go, the longer it takes to stop. So an increase of just 10 miles per hour, increasing your traveling speed from 20 miles per hour to 30 miles per hour, nearly doubles the amount of space that is needed to stop. So at 20 miles per hour, it's going to take a driver about 60 feet between the time that they react, brake, and come to a stop. At 30 miles per hour, that stopping distance increases to more than 100 feet. And it's also important to think about speeding and the impact that it has on drivers' ability to react and take action. With less time to slow down or stop, if you're speeding, drivers that speed are more likely to crash at a higher speed. It's really simple physics that we need to be thinking about. The higher the speed, the less time to react, the more damage that could be caused to the driver, to any passengers, or others who are out on the road. We really believe and we understand that most drivers want to be safe. And at the same time, we know that speeding is a problem. According to this year's California Traffic Safety Survey, speeding and aggressive driving was the primary safety concern among the Californians that we surveyed. Our message is simple. Slower speeds will save lives. If drivers choose to slow down, if they look out for students, for families, for teachers, staff, and other members of the community, then our roads will be safer. Which is why we are so pleased to launch our education campaign, Slow the Fast Down, which is intended to promote a culture of safe driving. Slow the Fast Down, it's about your choice to follow the speed limit. It's about your choice to protect our youth and our communities. Because please know and understand that lives are on the line. 32%, nearly a third of all people killed on California roads were due to speeding-related crashes. And speeding is so especially dangerous for people who are traveling outside of vehicles. So let's think about our children who are biking and walking to class. Let's think about people who are biking to spend a day at the park, people who are biking to the grocery store, to work, just going about their communities and living their everyday lives. People biking and walking are not wearing seatbelts. They don't have airbags. They're not traveling with the same protection as drivers and passengers inside vehicles, which is why our education campaign emphasizes just how dangerous speeding is. Our campaign includes key messages that convey how just a small increase in your speed can significantly increase the risk of injury or death for users on the road when struck by a vehicle. Our messaging is also educating people on how some of the top road improvements can help slow down, save lives, and increase safety on our roads. And so we are so pleased that you are here with us today. And as we prepare for a fabulous school year where students are going back into the classroom to educate and learn and grow as wonderful human beings, we want to emphasize again the importance of staying alert, watching out for kids who are walking or biking or crossing the road. We also want to encourage drivers to please stop for buses. That red flashing light, it likely means that kids are likely getting on or off the bus. And families, please be patient in those drop-off and pick-up lanes. Please don't double park or stop in the crosswalk to let your children out of the car. By shifting our behavior and our focus, we can help each other get to where we want to go safely. So whether you're holding a steering wheel, whether you're holding onto some backpack straps, whether you're holding onto some bike handlebars, we are all somebody to someone. We all deserve to arrive at our destination safely. So please go safely, California. Please, it's better to be slow than to be sorry. Thank you. With that, I will turn it over to our next speaker. I'd like to introduce Suthahar, who is the Deputy District Director for Caltrans District 3.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here. Today, we are sounding a clear and urgent message. It's time to slow the fast down. We stand with our partners to drive the message of safety with simple request. Please slow down. It's a matter of life and death. Speeding is not just a traffic violation. It's a choice that endangers lives, especially our children. As our children return to school, our roads become more active. So speeding is a preventable behavior. It's a choice we make every time we get behind the wheels. This is a critical issue that affects every driver and every worker on our roads. Ease your foot off the gas when you are navigating through work zones. Highway workers are people too. They have family, friends, and loved ones who need them to return home safe. California's move over law is a simple, but it's a powerful one that saves lives. If you are driving and see flashing amber lights, whether it's a law enforcement, emergency responders, Caltrans workers, or any vehicle, slow down and move over if it is safe to do so. Whether it's a construction crew, a utility team, emergency responders, these individuals are working just feet away from the fast-moving traffic. Their safety depends on drivers making safe choices behind the wheels. So next time you see flashing lights ahead, remember, slow down, move over, and give them space to do their job safely. It's not just a common sense, it's the law. The grassroots organizations like Slow Down Sacramento reminds us everyone shares the responsibility of improving safety on our roadways. Safe roads start with each of us choosing to drive slower and more respectfully. The life you save could be your own. So let's choose safety, let's choose the community, and let's choose to be alert on roadways. Slow the fast down for our kids, our neighbors, and ourselves. Thank you. And at this time, I would like to introduce California Highway Patrol's Valley Division Chief, Tyler Eccles.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us today as we kick off the Slow the Fast Down campaign, which is a critical statewide initiative aimed at addressing one of the most persistent and deadly issues on our roads, and that is excessive speeding. Speeding is not just a violation of traffic laws. It is a choice that puts other individuals in danger. In 2023, over 1,300 lives were lost due to speeding-related crashes in California, representing nearly a third of all traffic fatalities. Behind these numbers are real people, parents, children, friends, and our neighbors whose lives have been forever changed because someone chose to speed. Our hearts go out to these families, and today we reaffirm our commitment to preventing these tragedies. Our officers see firsthand the devastating consequences of speeding. In 2024, the California Highway Patrol issued more than 18,000 citations statewide to drivers traveling over 100 miles per hour. These reckless speeds are not simply part of a harmless thrill ride. They significantly decrease reaction times, dramatically extend stopping distances, and exponentially increase the severity of crashes. In response, as one measure, the California Highway Patrol has introduced an important tool in our mission against speeding, and that is our new fleet of low-profile, specially marked patrol vehicles. And you see one behind me here this morning. These vehicles, which blend more effectively with regular traffic, enable our officers to identify and stop the most dangerous and the most reckless of drivers. Since deploying these vehicles in May, we have issued over 10,000 citations, sending a strong message that dangerous driving will not be tolerated. And I want to be clear, our objective is not simply to issue traffic citations. Our goal is far more important. It is to fundamentally change aggressive driving behavior, ensuring safety on our roadways every day, not simply when a black and white CHP vehicle is present. As we mark the start of a brand new school year, our roads will be busier, particularly with children traveling to and from school. This campaign, which aligns with the Back to School Safety Month, is a timely reminder that our choices behind the wheel have profound impacts on our communities. Slowing down, especially near schools and construction zones, isn't simply courteous, it saves lives. Together, please, let's commit to safer driving practices to protect the communities that we all serve and that we all love. The California Highway Patrol remains dedicated to enforcing the most dangerous and aggressive of speed laws, and we do so rigorously. I'll now turn the time over to Sergeant Ken Collier of the Sacramento Police Department.
Good morning. It's an honor to be here today. I am Sergeant Ken Collier with the Sacramento Police Department's Traffic Enforcement Unit. And it's an honor for me this morning to stand alongside our partners from the California Highway Patrol, Caltrans, the City of Sacramento's Transportation Division, our community advocates from Slow Down Sacramento, as we kick off Slow the Fast Down campaign. Here in Sacramento, we know all too well the impact of unsafe speed on our roadways here in our communities. In 2023 alone, we had more than 49 fatal crashes that resulted in the loss of 55 lives. That's in the city of Sacramento alone. Now, this last year, we made some drastic improvements in 2024, where we saw some progress. We reduced our fatal crash rate down to 34, which was a significant drop that reflects the hard work of our officers from the Sacramento Police Department, our city leaders, and our community partners. And while that was an important step in the right direction, it still isn't zero, and that's our goal. And until it is zero, our work is far from over. Unsafe speed remains the leading cause of injury collisions on our roadways here in Sacramento. Remains our leading cause of injury crashes here in Sacramento. And just a short distance from where we are today, along this stretch of Folsom Boulevard behind me, between 48th Street and 65th Street, we had over a dozen injury crashes in the last several years that have resulted in great injury to pedestrians and bicyclists. In January of 2022, directly behind me, a Phoebe Hurst Elementary School parent was tragically struck and killed by a motorist during school pickup. This is a loss that still resonates with this neighborhood, with this community, and with our organization. But our department is committed to changing stories like these in the future. With the support of a $400,000 grant from California's Office of Traffic Safety, we've increased our enforcement efforts in our high-risk areas, the places where speeding, street racing, and reckless driving put the most people in danger. We're also expanding our education efforts because driver behavior is about more than just, changing driving behavior is more than just about writing tickets. It's about building a culture and a community where safety comes first. Additionally, this spring, the Sacramento Police Department allocated additional resources to create our first ever nighttime traffic enforcement team. This team works a night shift on weekends, capturing a segment of time that historically our organization has had a difficult time finding directed enforcement efforts towards. This additional traffic team has significantly bolstered our service and our safety for our community, working in areas along our high injury networks and specifically enforcing the most dangerous driving behaviors like speeding, impaired driving, and street racing. All of this work is part of a broader effort by the City of Sacramento to reach our Vision Zero goal of eliminating traffic deaths and injuries on our roadways. We've made changes, and you'll continue to see that progress moving forward. From lower speed limits in our school zones, safer roadway crossings, new bike lanes, and fully redesigned streets that slow traffic naturally. These improvements, combined with our directed and traffic enforcement, are how we will make lasting progress together. but we cannot do it alone. Enforcement and infrastructure absolutely matter, but so do everyday choices. When you choose to drive the speed limit and obey the rules of the road, you are participating in that process with us. You're helping protect your community. When you slow down near schools, you're protecting our children and their families. When you do this every day, you become part of the solution, the positive cultural change that we need now more than ever. So today, I'm asking Sacramento drivers to join us. Make that choice every time you get behind the wheel. Slow the fast down and help ensure that everyone gets home safely. On behalf of the Sacramento Police Department, thank you for your commitment to safer streets, because together we can save lives. Go safely, Sacramento. And now it is my privilege to introduce my city partner, Megan Carter, who is the Transportation Division Manager for the City of Sacramento.
Hello and good morning. My name is Megan Carter. I am the City Traffic Engineer and Transportation Division Manager in the Department of Public Works for the City of Sacramento. Driving at unsafe speeds continues to be one of the top contributors to severe and fatal crashes, and the City of Sacramento is taking decisive steps to change that. As part of its commitment to a Vision Zero goal of eliminating transportation fatalities and serious injuries, the city is implementing safety improvements citywide, including along Folsom Boulevard here, lowering speed limits in eligible school zones, and expanding transparency through tools like the new crash dashboard. The efforts are part of the city's updates to the Vision Zero Action Plan, which was originally adopted by City Council in 2017. The action plan is a series of strategies and actions to reduce fatal and serious injury crashes. We are currently updating our Vision Zero action plan to reflect the latest data and community priorities, ensuring our strategies remain focused, equitable, and effective. Through a new transportation safety initiative adopted by Council earlier this year, we are accelerating street safety upgrades with quick build projects to protect our most vulnerable road users. Delivery of large-scale re-engineering to transform a street system that was designed decades ago to prioritize cars over people takes time. Unfortunately, fatal crashes continue to happen while we complete these designs and seek funding to construct them. Therefore, the city and Public Works are moving faster with smaller scale, lower cost solutions that focus on reducing speeds, increasing driver awareness, and calm traffic movements that put pedestrians and bicyclists at risk. While I may have various duties, primarily to oversee a team of inspired engineers and skilled maintenance crews, my main mission is a responsibility to ensure the Sacramento community can navigate the city safely, regardless of the mode of travel they choose. As we heard today, that mission requires partnership. The 3 E's of traffic safety: engineering, enforcement, and education. I really only have influence over engineering, so partnership with other agencies in attendance today is crucial. The Sacramento Police Department works closely with Public Works to align our ultimate goal of 0 fatal and severe injury crashes on city streets. This anti-speeding campaign is an amazing effort towards educating drivers, reminding them of the shared nature of our streets, and that care for all users is in their hands and their gas pedals. But I think it is also important to add 2 more E's to that equation: engagement and equity. The city's Transportation Safety Initiative will not only use existing crash data, but will be engaging with community groups throughout the city to identify locations within neighborhoods that create barriers to transportation safety and limit choices, particularly areas within neighborhoods where drivers are speeding. We will especially reach into our most under-resourced neighborhoods where many of the streets with the highest number of severe and fatal crashes exist. Community advocate groups like Slow Down Sacramento, Strong Sacktown, SABA, the Sacramento Area Bike Advocates, and Civic Thread are welcome partners in raising the voices of the most vulnerable community members. We are proud to stand with our partners at the Office of Traffic Safety, Caltrans, CHP, the Sacramento Police Department, and community advocates to unite in a united effort to reduce speeding and protect our communities. Now it is my great pleasure to introduce my partner in many of these efforts, Megan Johnson. She is a senior engineer with the City of Sacramento and the project manager for the Folsom Boulevard Safety Project.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I'm honored to be invited here to stand along our community and agency partners to talk about this goal that is unifying all of us, to slow cars down and save lives. I'm Megan Johnson, and I'm a senior engineer with the City of Sacramento's Public Works Department, and I'm here to share some information about the Folsom Boulevard Improvement Project, a project being designed with one clear goal: to slow cars down and improve safety for everybody. When we look at Sacramento's high injury network, which are the network of streets that have the highest numbers of crashes involving fatalities or serious injuries, one common pattern emerges, and that is that a lot of our high injury network is made up of wide, multi-lane roadways. These roadways were designed decades ago with the express purpose of handling peak rush hour traffic. But the problem is that for most of the day, traffic volumes are not that heavy. And when you have light traffic volumes with extra lanes, it creates a wide open highway-like feel on our streets. And that highway-like feel encourages speeding and racing and reckless driving behavior. One of the most effective and efficient tools that we have to address that problem is road diets. And road diets are the reduction of vehicle lanes to calm traffic and to allow opportunity to bring in other safety improvements. And that's exactly what we'll be doing here on Folsom Boulevard. This project began after the tragic crash in 2022, which claimed the life of Lupe Jimenez, a parent here at Phoebe Hearst Elementary. In the weeks and months that followed that crash, we heard from parents, we heard from community members and residents and community leaders that it's time for a change. And so with the support of our elected officials, we initiated this project with a goal to slow cars down and improve safety on Folsom Boulevard. With this project, we're going to be reducing the number of lanes on Folsom Boulevard from 4 lanes to 2 lanes. And that will not only calm traffic and slow cars down, but it will also allow space to bring in other safety elements, bringing in new buffered or separated bikeways to improve safety for bicyclists, as well as things like center turn lanes to improve safety for vehicles who are turning on and off the street. Now, we know that change can be hard. We have heard from residents and community members who are worried about congestion and inconvenience with projects like this. But we do have proof that it works. Most of Folsom Boulevard was actually road dieted years or decades ago, both towards the east, towards Sacramento State, and to the west, towards Alhambra Boulevard. And while we were out walking the corridor and talking with business owners, we talked to people who remembered what their segment of Folsom Boulevard was like before the road diet was put in decades ago. And they remembered that it felt dangerous. They recalled horrible crashes involving fatalities, and they have attested that Folsom Boulevard feels much safer now that it's been road dieted. And so these are the changes that we want to bring out here, but not only just to Folsom Boulevard near Phoebe Hearst Elementary School, but across our city. We're also going to be bringing similar changes to Franklin Boulevard near Ethel Phillips Elementary School, and to Fruit Ridge Road near Earl Warren Elementary School, and to Broadway near American Legion High School. Because at the end of the day, Our streets must prioritize the safety of our students, parents, families, residents, and neighbors within our communities rather than the convenience of people passing through. So today, as this campaign to slow down and save lives is launched, I hope that we can remember that every mile per hour counts. And every one of us, whether we are engineers, parents, law enforcement officers, policymakers, or drivers, we all have a role to play in making sure everyone gets home safely. So with that, I would like to introduce a tireless champion for safety on Sacramento streets, Isaac Gonzalez, the founder of Slow Down Sacramento.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Isaac Gonzalez, and I'm the founder of Slow Down Sacramento, a grassroots community organization challenged with changing policies within our region to help save lives, prevent deaths due to vehicular violence. I want to thank, hey, it's Mike Carroll. What's up, buddy? I want to thank the Office of Traffic Safety, Caltrans, CHP, SACPD, and the City of Sacramento for their efforts to help reduce vehicular violence within our community through campaigns such as the one we're talking about today. We're here today specifically, not just we picked any place out of a hat, because we are at Phoebe Hearst Elementary School. We are just feet away from where a mother was simply waiting for her 6th grade daughter to get out of school so they could go home, do homework, have dinner, do the normal things that people do. But that never happened because while Lupe Jimenez was standing just over here in an appropriate spot, a car that was driving too fast ran a red light, hit another car, which landed on Lupe and killed her in front of other parents who tried desperately to pick that car up off her body before she succumbed to her injuries. Now that's a pretty gruesome and morbid thing to describe, but I don't want to sugarcoat what vehicular violence does to people. It mangles their bodies. It takes away their lives. It leaves in the wake the mourning children, parents, brothers, sisters, spouses, who must stay behind and ask, why? Why did this happen to us? Wasn't this preventable? Couldn't we have done something ahead of time to save my loved one's life? And so I commend all the organizations here today for their tireless effort to change the built environment and to remind people to drive within our speed limit laws. I want to push us to do more, to change the built environment, to reduce the conditions that exist that allows speeding to happen in the first place. We are standing by the old Highway 50. Before Highway 50 was built and rebuilt, as we know, this was Highway 50. This was the road to Folsom Boulevard. And this is the last stretch that hasn't been redesigned with that road diet implementation. So when people drive by this street at 40, 50, 60 miles an hour in front of an elementary school, as much as I wave my finger at them and wish they would slow down, they are behaving the way that the engineer who designed this road wanted them to behave, which is to move from one point to the other as quickly as possible, with little regard for anyone else who may be using the roadway on foot, on bicycle, on scooter, in a wheelchair. So until we get these changes to the built environment, we can expect these incidents to occur over and over again. Our task is monumental and huge. Sacramento's high injury network is tens of miles, if not hundreds of miles long, where we see the vast proportion of our serious injuries and deaths. So we have a large task ahead of us to change that environment and make it less conducive to speeding. But I'm proud that the City of Sacramento is committed to making those changes. I want to talk about one other incident that really hits home with me and I cannot stop thinking about. In 2009, on Northgate Boulevard, in front of Smythe Elementary, a preschooler who was 4 years old was hit and killed by a hit-and-run driver. and that driver has eluded justice to this day. That person should be 20 years old today, starting their life, maybe about to finish college, be a community member, be an integral part of our community, and that person is gone. That was stolen from them, that was stolen from their family, and that was stolen from all of us. Lupe Jimenez, by all accounts, was an incredible person. She worked right over here at SMUD. Her colleagues mourn her to this day. She was stolen from us. So when you speed, when you drive dangerously, when you increase the risk of everyone around you, just know what's the potential harm you're creating. Taking something from the community that can never be returned. A person, a life. It's just not worth it. Slow the fast down. For those of you in Sacramento, I would encourage you to visit www.slowdownsacramento.org to find more information about how you can be part of the solution. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone. That concludes our news conference. We will be around for interviews and to answer any questions you may have. Thank you all for being here, and slow the fast down.